coming back in. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. Welcome back in. Welcome back to MBPFishing. Yes, sir. Welcome back in. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. Happy Thursday, by the way. Happy Thursday. Hey, check it out. Oh, by the way, welcome back into our channel. I just thought I'd throw that one out there. Yeah, this is our channel, folks. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. But I'd be here. It's just you wouldn't per se know that I was. I would be confused there. All right. Tell you what, let's get a rod out and we'll talk about what's going on right now. All right, got 3 dozen night crawlers. I was able to get 3 dozen. And man, there are a tremendous amount of really big fish over here, folks. I've had a couple of grass carp stripers, massive amount of gar already hooked over here. And that was on artificials. I haven't even thrown some live bait out here right now. Yep, hope you guys enjoy the show. All right. Temperature's about 85 degrees. It's not too bad. Partly to mostly cloudy. Variable winds about 10 miles per hour. So it's pretty pleasant out here right now, folks. And these guys in here like this, I'm just going to pretty much just cast that out there and just let that set. And I've got a big rooster tail on. This is my bass rooster tail, folks, because there are some massive fish over here right now. We're not talking about smaller ones. We're talking about some incredible sizes. Oh, pop. Ooh. Oh, popped again. I'm not kidding, folks. That was 2 strikes in 1 cast. That's why the name of this video is Let's Catch Some. Yeah, the water went down about 2 feet from our previous trip, so I'm gonna hit it. Oh, got him, folks. Fish on. Got him. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, that's on rooster tail. Yeah, that's on a rooster tail, folks. Got him. Man, I set the hook into that sucker. What do we got? That feels like a grassy. Man, these guys must be aggressive if they're in here chasing artificials. Yeah, I was smart enough to put this on a little heavier line. And what have we got, folks? That is running and fighting, man. Not really fighting like a grass carp, in fact. And she's trying to get out that current. And look at the fish I'm spooking in here. Man, I don't want to keep this fish in this back cove, but I don't really have a choice right now. Trying to control her. Yeah, this is on an artificial, folks. This is on a rooster tail. This is my bass rooster tail. This is the number 2. They only get 1 size bigger, and that's for pike. Is that a striper? Hang on, folks. I think we might have a striper here. Man, I'm shaking. I'm shaking, folks. I did get a hook into this fish pretty good. Yeah, he's just sitting there. My other rod is seriously in the way. Yeah, he went right under. He went right over the top of it. So I need to get this other rod out of the way. Yeah, that is not shaking its head like a grassy, folks. We might be going after this fish. He took off in this direction. Hang on. Yeah, we're going after this fish, folks. Ooh, dang it. I don't want him to run any harder than that. Yikes, that is a monster of a fish, folks. I think we might have a striper on. Yeah, that fish just does not want to slow down. Yeah, she's got me out 30 yards. I'm sorry if I'm off camera right now. I'm trying just to control this fish. What's happening now is there's a lot of like skipjack and small fry and other fish coming out of this gully. And they are really in here after them, folks. And I got to get this other rod out of the way. I do. I have to do it now. Or I've got a little bit of a control on this fish. Yeah, he's coming back into the gully. Epic fight, folks. We don't even know what she is yet. I think I got a striper on. Look at that fish run. Come on, girl, slow down. Slow down. Man, she's going for that current. That's it, girl. Stay over here. Man, she's trying to spool me. Yeah, we're up to about 40 yards now. Look at them, and they're still chasing. They're still pulverizing baits down here. I can't stop her. Oh, man, that fish is just... I can't stop her, folks. She is just fully out there. That is doubled over. That is 100% of what I can put on this rod. This rod and reel without that line snapping. I saw these in here. I thought they were grass carp and gar. Looks like we might have a big old striper in here. Yeah, she is right on the outside of that current. You can see her over there. Come here, big girl. She is right on the edge of that current. Come on. Go the other direction. Yeah, that's it. Keep going the other direction. She's still trying to go down that current. Come here, girl. Come on. Yeah, you can see her out there on that point, folks. I've got her right up at the surface. She does not want to leave that heavy current. Come here, girl. Man, it's amazing what you can do with this 8-pound big game stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get her back up here. She's going down that current. She is. And the only way to get around this is to either wade straight across this gully or, man, this is tough one, folks. If I can get her back in this stuff over here, every time I pull her forward, she wants to go out into that stuff. You can see her out there, folks. Yeah, she's on the other side now. Man. Yeah, go the other direction, girl. That's it. Go back. That's it, girl. Come back. No, she's diving again. Come on. I don't think we're going to get this fish, folks, because she is right on the edge of them rocks. We're going to have to back her up. Hopefully I can get her out of that stuff. Come on. Come on. Yeah, we're getting her. Sorry about off the camera, but we're putting everything we got into this fish. And she just went right back over it again. Yeah, right out there again. That is 100% of what I can do, folks. I can't pull on this rod anymore. And get out of that current. Yeah, she's rubbing against the rocks now. Come Come on, girl. We're just going to have to back her up. Get her out of that stuff. Just keep backing up. Just keep backing her out of that stuff. Yeah, I think I might have hooked this one right on the side of the head. It's the reason why it's fighting weird, but come on, girl. Get out of that stuff. Yeah, you can see her, folks. I'm just backing the line up right now because this fish will not get out of that current. Yeah, she just wants to stay in there. Dang it, fish. What are you? I'll be back down there in just a second, folks. I'm backing this up the bank because this fish refuses to fight fairly. I'm still not reeling. I'm backing her up. All right. We got her in here pretty close. Let me see if I can get her back. Sorry about that. It's the only way I can get that fish up is to back that line up. Knocked my worms over a couple times. Probably lost half of them down here. And yeah, look at them escaping. And we had 30 worms at one time, folks, but while I'm trying to fight this fish, they took off on us for, hopefully that's all of them. I know there's another one over here. Man, this fish won't give up. And looks like, what do we got? We've got what is that? That's an Asian carp. Okay, we haven't got one of these guys. Not on film. Yeah, he must have smacked at it. I got him on the side of the body. That's why that fish was so tough to get. I kept seeing that silver. I thought I had a striper, folks. But we'll take this any day of the week. Come here, big guy. Yeah, we got him, folks. We got him. Now, that's an Asian carp. Or a big mouth carp, as they're sometimes known. All right, hook is out. I'm amazed I got this fish in, folks. I do. That is about a 10-pound Asian carp. Man, if I was using catfish bait, this would be incredible catfish bait, folks. All right, here we go, folks. Sorry about taking so long. That was a fight and a half, folks. That's about a 10-pound Asian carp. Or that might just be a big mouth. Incredible fish, folks. I love it. Check this bad girl out. Man, we haven't gotten one of these guys before. Incredible. It's a new species. Haven't caught one of these in live stream. I got him near the side of the head, so he smacked at it, but incredible fish, my friends. I love it. Yep, he is not happy. He's not happy. All right, girl. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, man. What the heck happened here? Oh, my worms got out on me, and they still slithering around the sand down here and picking them up off the ground and all this other fun stuff. How did I get into this situation? Where am I? Ooh, ooh, doggy. I had him hooked right here, folks. So he smacked at that rooster tail, and I snagged him on the side. That's okay, folks. First fish of the day about our first river monster. I'm just looking around here, seeing if any more of my worms escape on me. Little Houdinis. I'll get to the chat here in just a second, folks. I thought there was a striper. I kept seeing the silver. That silver flash, I couldn't tell until I got her in here. That was an incredible fish, folks. And I know it's you're supposed to kill those guys, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it, folks. Even that fish is fun. Alright, let's get our tablet out. We got one rod still out here. I better take a break from the rooster tail. I forgot I got a bass rooster tail, and that rooster tail's got a heck of a better set of treble hooks. When you hook something on them trebles, you get them. Let's wait for this to boot up. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy the show today. Oh, man, my heart was... I thought I had a striper on, but I'll take that any day of the week. I will take it, my friends. All right, here we are in chat. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. Let's see. We'll move out a little bit farther so you guys can see me a little bit better. Man, 33 people in and 53 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. That's the end. Thomas's first in. How you doing today, Thomas? And Bonnie says, oh, yeah, literally the first cast on stream with that rooster tail just got pulverized. And James, how you doing today, James? James says prayers. That all goes well, Abby. Oh, we are like, what the heck? I don't know why it did that. Boy, we are so far backed up in chat, I can't go back. Let's see, Abby says she is a tough fishing. And see a GMT. How you doing, GMT? GMT says get in the water. I didn't have to on that one. But I do if I have to. Believe you me, it's probably going to happen. Yep, stripers are running. I thought that was a striper. I really did. With that silver, man, I thought that was a, but we'll take that carp. Anyways, let's see, Fish on Entertainment. GMT says you need waders. That's sand. I'll go to my bare feet. No worries. Let's see, James says, who's going to tie her out first? Abby says, we got this. And Dougie Doug, how you doing today, Doug? Doug says, take care. Time, Mike. Let the rod do the work. Once he got over that side of that point, man, I was in trouble. I had to get her back. Abby says, hi, Doug. And Dan, how you doing today, Dan? I apologize if I'm missing anyone's chat there. We were so far backed up in chat. It took me forever to land that fish. Exciting for the start. Yes, sirree, my friend. We do have 30 night crawlers. Well, probably 25 left because who knows how many little stinkers escaped on us. Friggin' Houdinis. Think on worms. Suckers. Took me 2 days to dig them. Let's see, Dan says excitement. Abby says, one striper fishing. You're gonna have to say Asian carp. So just say big, just say a carp. Jason, bring her in. Abby says, I'm excited to catfish. Yeah, you can just say a carp on that one. James says George. Abby says hello, Grog. Did I miss Grog here? Let's see, George. George says, howdy, y'all. How y'all doing today? And Brian says, I think you snagged it. Yeah, I hooked it on the side of the head. That was a carp, so we got it in though. Let's see, George says, how y'all doing today? Abby says, I'm excited to count fish. Abby says, hi, Grog. James says, hi, George. And Cuz, how you doing, my friend? Cuz says, you're awesome, Abby. Brian says, snagged gar. Nope, just a big old snagged carp. But he smacked at it. Abby says, I appreciate you guys. James says, you need a net, Mike. I've broken so many of them, I can't count them. Abby says, I have surgery for tomorrow. Oh, I got you, Abby. Prayers. Prayers it goes well. And you get a speedy recovery. George says, hey, James. Let's see, Thomas says, wicked hook. James says, Abby, for what may I ask? Abby says, I want to my thumb. I got you. Warts on my thumb. Oh, I got you. No worries, but a surgery is a surgery. Fish on Entertainment says, smash that like and subscribe. Awesome, my friend. Yeah, Abby, you got that. I've just got to get that. I got to figure out where that is in chat. There you go. Thanks, Abby. Let's see. Bonnie says, oh. James says, praying that all goes well, Abby. And Dave, how you doing today, Dave? Dave says hi. George says, way cool, James. Same here. And Skipjack Cindy, how you doing today, Cindy? Cindy says, be better, jump on it. Abby says, thank you so much. How you doing today, Cindy? Hi. Let's see, Dan says, well in, Mike. Abby says, hi, Cindy. And Doug says, cover your warts in super glue for a week. Let's see, Cuz says Cindy. Cindy says, hi, Abby. Cindy says, hi, Cuz. Cuz says, nice catch, Mike. Thank you, my friend. Let's see, and Gary. How you doing today, Gary? Gary says, great fight, Mike. Well played. Man, I'm surprised that hook didn't bend out. Doug says, beautiful, Mike. Abby says, so beautiful. And Gail says, do Asian carp reek of soy sauce? No. You'd think they would, but they don't. Abby says, I got it. And he says, are you supposed to put those back in? Technically, no, Cindy, but down here after a fight like that, yeah, I don't want to say much, but that fish is probably just going to be catfish food. EMT says, put it in the smoker. That's the first Asian carp, literally, Cindy, that's the first Asian carp I've ever caught down here. I mean, I've been fishing down here 50 years. I've never seen one. I've never caught one. I've seen a few jumping here and there, but I've never caught one. Gail says, beautiful fish. James says, Abby, your words. Cuz says, beautiful carp, Mike. Gail says, I've never seen one. Abby says, one fish. Cuz says, let's go double tap that screen. Support. And shout and share us out. To your friends, it's free. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thank you, Cuz. Abby says, so beautiful of a fish. Yeah, you can see how I mistook that for a striper. James says, eat it, Mike. Nah. Nah. I'm kind of scared to cast this back out here with them suckers around. Yeah, he had to have gone after it. Yeah, you see what I got on, folks. This is the biggest spinner I've got. See, this is basically a number 2 rooster tail. And you can see all the paint's gone off of it. I've caught a lot of fish on this sucker. Stripers, white bass, largemouth, crappie, you name it, I've caught them on this. And these are heavy-duty treble hooks on this thing. And I'm sure they're still in here. Even if I spooked them, that's still a heck of a fight. My arms are friggin' sore. Takes a lot to push my arms to their limits. We also have our truck out right now, the very top of it. I can show you guys that. There's a top of a truck sticking out over here. Yeah, I'm convinced I'm going to get some white bass and stuff today. There's too many stuff actually chasing these fry, and for them to not be at least a few game fish in here. Oop. Oh man, look at that. Ooh. Yeah, I think I just spooked him a little bit further over to the point, because that was a hard pop. I might have to cast my worm over there closer to that point now, because I think I spooked him over there. That does happen some. Ooh, dang it. Those aren't, some of these I'm bumping into fish, folks, but some of these are actually strikes, because I can feel them. There's a definitely different feeling when you when you snag something as opposed to when you get it in the mouth. That's why I set the hook on that last one, because I felt it. I felt it go into his mouth. Yeah, this isn't real, so that fish probably spit that out, and I wound up hooking him in the side of the head. It's expected. We're just getting started, folks, so we got all day. We haven't even gotten to where the drum and stuff are. I just saw these fish down here, like, obliterating fry and stuff. I figured I had to come over here and try. Oh, come on, fish on, folks. What do we got? Gar. Gar, folks. Yeah, this is a better treble hook. This one stays. Second fish of the day, my friends. Yeah, I got you, buddy. A gar. Ooh, buddy. Whoa. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Ow, 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 ow. Man, that back tail is sharp, dude. Man, this guy's got blood. His teeth are all bloody from the fry and stuff this fish has been eating. Hey, we'll take this, folks. Cool gar. Boy, that's a spotted one too. Whoa, dude. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, that's a long nose. Okay. That's a long nose gar, folks. Check how long that nose is on this guy. Incredible fish, folks. Second of the day. Oh, man, that fish trying to get me. These guys are mean. I've done that on my short feeds. These guys are mean. Check out the spots on the back of that tail. Isn't that incredible? And that, see how long that snout is? That's a long nose. Yeah, that's a long nose gar, folks. Awesome. Hey, we don't even need bait today and we're catching them. Incredible, my friends. Gotta love it. Yeah, look how much. Yeah, he's been gorging. Gotta love it. All right, buddy. Oh, yep. Get you back in the water. There you go. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's refresh this worm rod, and I'll get back in the chat here. Man, this is fun, folks. And that worm has been cleaned. Yeah, I didn't even see a bite on that. I'm glad I reeled this in. You guys know down here, if you haven't gotten a bite in about 15, 20 minutes, chances are just reel it in, because pretty much your bait's going to be gone. Pretty much. Hey, so we've caught one big carp and one nice gar, and I'm sure there are going to be other fish back here. We're just getting started out here. Good cast, Michael. That's in like really deep. That's nice. I wish I'd have gotten that on my previous cast. All right, let's see what's going on in chat. Message deleted. Let's see. James says, Jose, how you doing today, Jose? Jose says hi. Abby says hi, Tom. Did I miss Tom as well? Oh, yep, Tom. How you doing today, Tom? Boy, a lot of messages retracted. Well, all right. Yep. Thank you, my friends. Thanks, cuz. James says, Troy, easy. Abby says, you're welcome. James says, cuz. No warning? Let's see. Abby says, double tap your screen. Thanks, Abby. Cuz says, he does not need a warning, James. I try to give people a chance. It's kind of my policy, cuz it's kind of keeping up with that policy of, yep, 30 minutes is a warning. Let's see, and Wayne. How you doing today, Wayne? And Timmy says hi. How you doing today, Timmy? Bonnie says, James, that guy trolls all fishing channels. No worries, my friend. I think that's like the third time in the stream he's done that, so no worries. And Danny, how you doing today, Danny? Danny says, warm first after that timeout. And it's mods. Yeah, I usually time out for 30 seconds, and uh, if if you get a second one in there, especially just that big ones are usually reserved for people that continue to do that crap, or someone that is that really puts something rude or disrespectful in. But he did remove that chat the first one, so he gave him two. Just give him one more next time. You were very close to it, cause you were very close to Green River. Green River says howdy, Mike. Thomas says it's nice to laugh. You're funny as heck. Check out Hert's awesome catch. Abby says I one thought two. Abby says hi green. Cuz says green. Gail says a star carp. Really Pearl Harbor. Your bait. Yeah, Asian carp are very good for bait. T. James says, Denny, I agree. And Ranyo, how you doing, Ranyo? Ranyo says, howdy everyone. Green River says Abby. Abby says, one river monster. James says green. Green says sup cuz. Abby says I need help. One gar and one carp. Let's see, Green River says, hey James. Then he says, I know how what James and managing mod also can log in. Yep. I can also log into his account as well. So we're a shared collaboration. It says one carpfish. Got a reflection right in my eye. Let's see, Elvis. How you doing today, Elvis? Elvis says hi. James says hi, Elvis. Yeah, he says, Abby, one carp. And see, Spool Me. How you doing today, Spool Me? Spool Me says Green River. Let's see, Timmy says, I'm going out bass fishing at awesome, my friend. Good luck. Good luck on the water, my friend. Cuz says, great, Timmy. Abby says, you're welcome. And Adam, how you doing today, Adam? Adam says hi. Let's see, James says carp fishing. Actually, I've got artificials right now, so there's a lot of like really nice ones chasing stuff over here. Cuz says hi, Abby. Boy, I did not see that comment. You need to delete a comment first before you time someone out. That way I can check that comment, guys. That's Ian Magoo. How you doing today, Magoo? Magoo says hi. Magoo with the fire emojis. Magoo with the fishy emojis. Let's see, Poetry says, sir, you from? We're from St. Louis, Missouri, my friend. We're down on the mighty, muddy Mississippi, down in St. Louis, Missouri. That was a bite on worm. Let's see, and Dan says, let's see, Cuz says he does not learn green. Don't time him out. That's why you keep increasing. That way, after the first three, yeah, just time him out for the max time. Now, if something really rude and disrespectful comes into chat, block him. Let's see, Ronyo says hello, Abby. Green River says 3,300 seconds isn't enough. Every time I see him, I time him out for 24 hours. Danny says Green River has he been in on a lot? He's been in twice in this chat that I remember, Danny. So let's see. Cuz says Green, I usually hide him. Then he says he won't be back anymore. All right, my friend, you're gonna have to wait a couple of weeks to get out of the dumpster. Green River says he goes to all the fishing streams and says the same crap every time. Green River says woohoo. And False North, how you doing, Jason? Jason says cheers to everyone. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. I know how to catch fish. I've been doing this for 50 years, 50 plus years. That's the end, Bonnie. Bonnie says Mike got my fish. Sorry, Bonnie. Cuz says Denny Hammer, good. Denny says cheers, Jason. Gail says yeah, gar. He gonna bite you. And Timmy says nice fish. Green River says LOL, James. You're good, bro. James says glad to fish. Abby says to fishing. Bonnie says nice long nose gar. Let's see, Thomas says hello, Ranyo. I was a keep messing with it out there. Let's see what he did to it. Didn't really bother it. And that stupid one. Sheesh. Every time I look over, this thing has to be on the ground. I ain't even getting near that thing. Dang it. What the heck? Made no sense. I'm gonna look on the live stream later and see when I knocked that over. I don't remember doing it. Well, weird. And we're just getting started, too, folks. That's sucky cast. I want that out deeper. I'm using this lighter weight on my big rod, and you guys know how that works. Not so good. All right, we're back in chat. Let's see, Clippin. How you doing today, Clippin? Clippin says, always catching, never fishing. Thomas says, great, Ranyo, and thanks. Ranyo says, good to hear. Then he says, check that person out, Mike. Check that person out, Mike, what he's done. Yeah, I remember a few comments. They're just childish and dumb. Nothing really too icky. Let's see, Ranyo says, I'll be live again soon, Thomas. And seeing Whitetail Walleye. How you doing today, I'll check that when I get back, Danny. Once you've blocked him, I can't do that until later. Whitetail says hi. All right, 29 incredible people in and 71 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's get back to some fishing. All right. Let's see if we can get another one on. We got worm out here and we're getting bites on it. This isn't the best spot for worm either. The best spot is over there about 5 feet to the left, but I wanted to get these guys because these guys are very, very active. I wanted to get these guys on camera as close as I could get a view. Pop, come on. Woohoo. Come on, fishy, hit it. Oh, oh, dang it. Look at that. Right by the rod tip. Oh, dang it. Come on, hit it. Oh, dang it. Again. That is right there, folks. I mean, not more than a foot or two from the bank. Oh, crap. Ah. Get off of there, you little stinker. Get off. You know you shouldn't have gone down there gone around that quickly. I'm gonna have to refresh this one. I knocked it off the location when I pulled that line up. Seriously, I cast half the bait off and it goes. It's like the harder you cast this reel, the less it goes out. Well, that is the last time I'm messing with that. I'm gonna hand line her out. That way I can at least get this bait in the right spot. If I can get a. Oh, wait. Let's see. I got to go more than 10 then. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Better. Much better. Much better, in fact. And I'm on the bottom there, so it's holding pretty good. And we might have our first train coming. No? Sounds like that one might be turning on us. Stupid line. All right, if you get a chance, Abby, put up one carp and one gar. Look at those fry and stuff I just spooked. Come on, big guys. I see you over here too. You guys are everywhere right now. Getting you guys to hit. I've already hooked one of you big guys, so. I don't worry about trolls too much in chat. They don't bother me that much. Not unless there's something really, really bad, in which case I just, like I said, block them. I think they moved over to the left over here. I'm seeing them hitting the surface over here now. Oh, that was a... Dang it, I should have set the hook. I didn't recognize the strike. Oh, dang it, dude. It's amazing I can't get that hook into this fish. Mom that out there again once. Or him, we'll get back into that chat. Oh, dang it, man. All right, I got to do it. We got to get back into chat. These guys are hitting every cast. It's just hard to hook them. Yep, definitely don't let stupid ruin your day. Let's see, Thomas says, oh, well, be watching, Ranyo. Let's see, Ranyo says, I lost my mom last month, and I went off the rocker for a while. I know how it feels, my friend. Prayers. I lost my uncle about 2 years ago. I did a memorial feed where I was on the borderline. Let's see, Danny says, sorry to hear that from you, Ranyo. Thomas says, ooh, happens to the best of us. And be strong. Let's see, Danny says, yeah, I'm good. She was my fishing partner. Well, Ranyo says that. But didn't like camera. I got you, my friend. Some people don't like the cameras. It took me a while to get comfortable with them. Let's see, Kevin says, I think the reel is the wrong for that rod. Which rod? And a lot of my gear I put together from bits and pieces, so I'm kind of a poor channel. If you mean the Big Mad Cat series, that's the biggest reel I've got that will put onto that rod, and that's the only thing that will hold enough 20-pound test to cast her. Let's see, Ranyo says, Abby. Ranyo says, she's a sweet person. Oh, yeah, of course Abby is. She's an incredible person. Ranyo says, yes, she is. Then he says, Mike getting rusty. Yeah, I haven't cast a rooster tail in a while, so I've hooked two of these suckers, so don't give me that name, Mikey. You didn't catch no fish. Oh, I should have set that hook. There's a fish on there. Oops. That's good. It's actually the weight. If I had 10-pound test on this, it'd be casting fine. But these fish down here are so big, I need 20-pound test. I've bent hooks out on this stuff, and because of the Big Mad Cat series rod, it's got a little bit too much strength to use lighter line. Yeah, this is good practice for trout season coming up, and it's fun. And once this is kind of settled down, folks, we're gonna keep our, oh, that's a pop, dang it. Really quick on that one. Just ding ding. Probably one of them big gar nosing up to it. Hey, at least we got them in today, folks. Caught 2 on artificials, 2 on rooster tail. Dang it. Yeah, I haven't fished for white bass and stuff. I think they're more like skipjack herring about this big that are just smacking it, and I'm missing them. Oh, look at that. Look at the suckers just knocked him out of the water over there. It looks like they might have moved back, the fry moved back a little bit into this cove. I wonder if that means the fish come back there too. I wonder. I can always take a cast back here and find out. Well, more than one cast. The reel size is fine on that big cat series rod. It's just, it's an old reel. I can't get it to cast properly anymore. Twice? 3 times? I'm welcome eventually. This might be crappie jig time, depending upon how. Usually I'll get at least one white bass on a rooster tail to tell me it's time to try a crappie jig. Haven't gotten one yet. I thought for sure that was a striper, that first one I did. But that silver body, it fooled me. Especially with that way that fish ran a couple times. All right, I think we're about ready to move over to the left. We'll get our stuff. I can always bomb some baits over here to the left too while we're fishing for other species over here. And if I see them starting to hit again, I can always put the rooster tail right back on. Well, let's see. We want to make these last couple of casts count, so let's get it over there. Oh, pop, come on. Oh, man. Yep, they're right at that point. We might not be done yet. If I can get that back in the same place. About the same. It would be over there. Man, that is a pain to get over onto that island. Well, it's a peninsula now, because it is actually connected to the bank. It's just you got to walk all the way around the gully, over the top, and over. Oh boy, I'll do it if I have to. Eventually, it gets low enough to where you can just walk across this thing, but it's not there yet. Come on, guys. We need some big drum. We need some big grassies. We already got one river monster for you folks. But I think it's about time to go over there and give up the super shallow water with a bite on worm. I saw him pecking on it. He was pecking on it pretty good. Yeah, that wind is a little tricky right now because it's blowing about 8 or 10 miles per hour, just enough to pick up my lines and make them go a little slack. What do you do to it? Yeah, you about clean the bait off with those couple little pecks. Sheesh. We might not be ready to move this spot yet, folks. We're still getting bites. Sure like to see what's stolen 4 or 5 of my worms out here. Hang on, folks. Let me get this rod back out and I'll get back in the chat, okay? Ah. Yeah, that's a searcher fisherman. Never actually throws a line in until he finds fish. He's just sonar, and he's been up and down the river like 8 times already. I know that works, folks, but man, I wouldn't see that much fun. Just running around in a boat and searching and searching and searching. Yeah, it's just nothing wrong with it. It's just not my cup of tea. It is effective technique. Let's see. Easy, how you doing today, Easy? Easy Rhino says, saltwater crocs. Ronyo, thank you for those clapping emojis. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for those gems. That's the end. Lazy Angler. Lazy Angler asks, where are you fishing? We're down on the mighty, muddy Mississippi River down in St. Louis, Missouri. We're about a quarter of a mile upriver from the arch. Yeah, this line is just too heavy to cast this weight, so I gotta hand line it out, I'm afraid. Only way I'm gonna get it out there. I'm great with a bait caster, it's just this one won't cast with a light weight. Oh, we got that stupid boat wind went by, so we gotta watch our gear. Let's see, what kind of fish are you looking for? Let's say, with worm, sky's the limit. Like to catch some nice drum, catfish, big old carp, gar. We've got channel, flathead, blue cat down here. We've also got, let's see, several species of gar, several species of sturgeon, grass carp. Already caught one big carp and a gar already. Hoping there's some big white bass and stripers out here at this point as well, and that's a pop on worm. I saw that. Yeah, but she's still hitting it too. It might be very small. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell down here, folks, sometimes. You guys know that you can have a little peck bite that's just barely moving that rod tip. I'll set the hook and it'll be friggin' 30 pounds. Or you can have a half a pound drum try to pull your rod in. Oh, I had him. Man, that fish was just on there again. Kind of frustrating when you get them like that and don't get them hooked. They can hit an inline a lot of times before you actually wind up hooking the little stinkers. I'm very interested in going back to our regular location and trying. And I'm sure these guys will come back in here and start running again later. Oh, man, what the heck was that? I just lifted it up there and something popped it. And they're still over there, folks. They're just right at the very edge of that point. And I was too far over that time. One of these days, I'm probably better off using a crappie jig or something and just bounce it out there with a bobber. Doesn't cast quite as far as this. I'm not sure if I can make it over there to that side. That's about right. Dang it. That first couple spins over there are the most important. Kind of one of those days where it almost makes me want to fish for white bass over there. But I have to walk around this edge to do it. Oh man. Yeah, that's gotta be like a white bass or a skipjack or something over there. Popping it that quick and missing it. I just had 3 turns there. That sucker just started spinning and he popped at it. And I have ways of hooking them too when they're doing that. I can put on a little bobber and a crappie jig and a little worm attached to the end of that. Jeez, look at that, folks. I just scared the heck out of something back there. Got him that time, folks. Fish on. What do we got? And that fish is running whenever it all popped off. Dang it. I think we had another gar. Dang it. I didn't get a hook set into that one. I don't know why. Oh, dang, dude. Every cast over there. Rooster tail got wrapped up on itself. That happens actually quite a bit on these inlines. All right, come on, buddies. And right after those first couple reels is because they are right at that point over there. And rock, dang gummit. Finally got her snagged. And you know what? There's only one way to get this off, and that's to go all the way over to the other side. This is the only big rooster tail I've got to. Yep, snapped. Thank gummit. Well, that gives us the choice to. I think we're gonna let this go for now and get over here and see if we can get some bites on worm. I'll get back in the chat here in just a minute, folks. I think we're gonna move. Make a short, quick little jump. This looks too good over here to not to try for other species as well. Whoa. Watch your heads, folks. You know MBP. I drop you guys in the sand almost as much as I fall in the sand. If you do, folks, just stand up and laugh it off. That's what I do. A lot. And I can still fish for those guys. I just gotta figure out the best camera angle here. So this back current is setting right here. I think we should push this back just a little bit more. That way I can get this situated right about here. It's just gonna take me a minute to move, folks. And the bait's gone on this one, obviously. Maybe I got something really small in this one spot. All right, we're gonna move right about here. Got a cool little back current here. I haven't even chummed up the water yet, folks. I don't have any canned corn, but I do have hard stalk corn. That's all off the stalk, of course, so it's still edible. And I've got soybean mixed in there as well with it. And they have a granary down there, and all that stuff's free when it falls on the ground. All right. Just a minute, folks. Let me get all this stuff rigged back up here and get the side back out here, and I'll get back in the chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Again, I can still cast. I might try a bobber and a crappie jig over there. Or a bobber and a worm, little. Well, I'll figure it out here. There's a number of different techniques I could try right now. That's pretty good. That's right at the edge of the current and the back current. Let me go get the tablet and I'll come into chat. I do have a smaller rooster tail I can cast it around, but you guys know how getting those suckers in with that smaller rooster tails are. Let's see, Lazy says, what kind of fishing are you looking for? Round says, dig for green worms, any? Yeah, there are some green worms down here, but I prefer to hunt a little bit deeper into the forest and find the regular night crawlers. The greenies usually just get you one species down here. Usually just catfish. Let's see, Ranyo. Let's see, HK Project. How you doing, HK Project? HK Project says, good morning, Mike. Bro, fish yet? Yeah, one big carp and one big gar. We've had 3 or 4 others hooked on rooster tail. Lazy says, can't you throw the rocks in front of you? Oh, can you throw the rocks in front of you? You have to go all the way around this gully and all the way back around and all the way over there. We might do that later. I don't know. Abby says, hi, Ron. And Ewas, how you doing today, Ewas? Ewas says, hey, Mike. Ewas says, hey, everyone. Ranyo says, hey, Ewas. Let's see, Alan. Alan says, hi. Alan says, hi again. And Gus says, welcome in, everyone. Alan says, am I late? Nah, you're fine. We haven't been fishing more than about 15, 20 minutes. Well, actually, that one carp did take about 20 minutes to land, so 20 plus 20. Yeah, you're a little late, but not too bad. Cuz says, hi, Russ. Let's see, Cuz says, 88 likes. Let's go. Double tap that screen and share it out with our friends. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thank you, Cuz. I do appreciate that. Let's see, Nizen. How you doing today, Nizen? Nizen says hi. Bonnie says, don't have the green worms here, just earthworms and night crawlers. Yeah, it comes from the amount of raw sewage that actually comes into this river. Regular gumbos tend to absorb that stuff and they turn green. So, yeah. See, the Bowman says green red wigglers work. Yeah, you can buy them at the stores. I mean, yeah, you can buy green worms, but they have a dye in them, so they're not actually additional scent. Bowman says more chat than green, more chart than green. Rano says then green worms stink. Yep, they definitely do. It's hard to get that smell off your hands. That's a nice one from the United States. Yes, I am, my friend. This is St. Louis, Missouri. We're down the mighty, muddy Mississippi River. That's Alan says I've waited all day. I'm sorry, I started at about 11:30. So I got her in here as quickly as I could. Let's see, where's all my other stuff down here? Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see. I gotta find my weight I already had attached. Where the heck is that thing? Come up. Where is it? Probably up here. Yep, there it is. Found it. I have to reattach this. We're probably gonna put worm on this other rod as well for a little while. I'm not sure if I should put her on my fluorocarbon or not. I'll probably cast my fluoro with a bobber and a crappie jig, and switch this other reel up to worm. Gonna take a minute to do this, folks. I gotta find the proper hooking in here. That's about right. A little big. I might have lucked out on this one. It's got some line on it. I'm gonna have to cut that off. Hang on, folks. And it is a bait holder, so. Alright. That crap is off of there. I saw that. Something was pecking on it. I thought that, you old thinker. Make up your mind. What'd I do with that dumb weight? There it is. Okay. Alright, I will need one of my weight stops, which are located in my bag. I just kicked their rock. Rocks. Always never fails, folks, on this particular spot. You're gonna get something if you're willing to fish for a little while. Be it a big gar, big carp, big catfish, who knows? A lot of times it's different from day to day and from minute to minute, in fact. All right, that should work for the. If I hadn't fucking. Sorry. I am so sorry, folks. Yeah, that was me. I do apologize. No one heard that. Nobody heard that. I say nothing. I said nothing, folks. I'm so sorry. I need to put a dime in the square jar after that one. So sorry, folks. I hooked myself and I just it slipped out. My bad. That hurt. And it slipped out. I'll put a dime in the square jar when I get home, folks. Sorry about that. I really hate doing that too. 'Cause, 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 I think that's the first time I've ever done that in chat. That hook almost went down to the bone. Dang it. That hurt. Hopefully YouTube doesn't pick up on that too much. And again, I apologize for swearing, folks. It happens to the best of us. I've heard priests pop off every once in a while, especially when they get a daggum hook in their finger. That stung. That really did. That hurt. All right, we've got her back rigged up. All right, where are my clippers? Use my lighter, I guess. Nobody heard that. La, 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 la. Nobody heard that. I didn't hear nothing. You hear something? I didn't hear it. You hear it? Nope. Didn't hear it. Didn't hear it. Did not hear it, folks. I don't know what you heard, but I didn't hear it. Could have been anything. If I don't want him, I saw that pop up. Come on, buddy. Hit it. Come on. Come on, guy. Hit it. Still pecking on it, too. Oh, dang it. That's a better bite. That was popping it. Relatively good. Yeah, remember, we've only got 3 dozen night crawlers, so I gotta, if there's a majority of that worm left on there, I can't refresh her. I just have to put her back on the hook. Pretty good. Right, that current, back current. Nobody heard me. I didn't say nothing. Honest, I'll say nothing. Just said nothing. No, say nothing. I said nothing. I heard nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Yeah, we got about 8 or 10 mile per hour wind today, so. Come on, buddy, hit it. Set the hook right on that peck, so. And that time he about got it off, so. Crap. I'm gonna have to put that back on there. Hang on, chat. I'm trying to get back in there. Trying to reset all this stuff for our regular locations down here. And I don't even know if I've got this set up right yet. I'm just still trying to get this stuff together. Now, all of a sudden, I came down here and there were a ton of fish chasing fry down there. I thought a few of them might be stripers. I know there's some white bass over there because I've had one hooked over there. I know it was white bass. And the only way to get those suckers is to take a crappie jig or something with a bobber and just cast it right to that edge and bounce it down. Oh, dang it. How the heck did I miss that fish? He's pulling on it. I didn't get all the worm off. That's good. I can just put that worm right back on. Yeah, probably grabbing onto the end of it. And we get to have some fishing fun now. Took me a day or so to get these worms. Let's have fun with them. All right. Let's see how this looks in the feed. He was. Let's see if I missed my spot in chat here. Oh, here we are. Let's see. Alan says it's okay. I waited all day. Let's see. Trey says, "Hey, I'm back. How's it going now? Doing okay, my friend. Let's see. One carp and one gar so far. Let's see. Bonnie says, Alan, you have your notifications on. But when Mike, yeah, if you push that bell, it'll give you a that's telling YouTube it's okay to push a notification onto the top of your screen. And you can turn those notifications on and off very easily. So let's see. Trey says, I'd feed cattle and cut off when you caught that Asian carp. We've got one gar as well, and let's see, and we're getting bites down here now. Hopefully, I can hook these guys. Dang it! He's still pecking on it too. Look at that. Every time I move that, he's popping it. And he's just waiting for me to set that hook so he can get the bait off. All right, time to buckle down here. They're gonna do that. Let me put on a piece of worm. Now let's just put on a piece. I'm trying to get this stuff. Do this, folks. Let's see. Shane says you're under the old Chain and Rocks Bridge. No, I'm not under the old Chain and Rocks Bridge. This is way down by the Arch in St. Louis. Another bite on worm on that one. It's basically the last bridge. The ones going down on the cars down there far. That's right before you get to the Arch. And I'm snagged. Ooh, dang it. That was close. I was too far over to the left. Ooh. Mike, don't do that again. That was dangerous. Put it over there. Yeah, the old Chain and Rocks is about 4 miles up that way. Still pecking on it too. Ping, ping, ping. Oh, come on, man. How am I supposed to hook them? They won't hit it all the way. They're just grabbing on the end of the worm and just waiting for me to set the hook. And if I don't set the hook, I just come in with all my bait gone. Yeah, we only got 3 dozen of these night crawlers, so I got to make them count. That's about right there. Cut these guys into pieces. That way we've got more potential bites and more potential fish. And we are over just a little bit too far to the right. I see it now. We're just a little bit too far over. Probably okay now. Just a hair. We just moved spots, so. Let's see. Alan says it's okay. It's okay, Mike. Okay. 11 people in, 98 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yeah, it happens. I thank you guys for understanding. Yep, that Slick says, yep, that's $1 in the swear jar. That's literally the only first time I've ever done that on live stream, folks. Over a year and a half, that's the first time I've ever done that. Bing, 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 and I just can't hook them. Took that bait off completely. And trying on this one. We'll stop talking about it. Get back to some fishing. Stupid reel. Come on. Really, just keep going in that little groove. I fouled that thing down a dozen times and still doing it. I'm trying it, this folks. Trying to get back out here and get some more fishies for you guys. Don't blow the tripod downwind. Don't do it. I think I had a lot more worms than this. I think we lost some on that big carp. Trying to land that brute. Kinda messed up, put a monkey wrench in the works. Really, look at that piece of grass sticking on that worm. Wouldn't let go. All right, folks. Let's see. Cuz says, I did not hear anything. Bonnie says, I missed it. What happened? You don't want to know. That's Ian Patrick. How you doing today, Patrick? I can't afford a swear jar. That's Ian Run. Run says, better not. Ewa says, have a great day, MBP. I got pretend to do something. Been there, done that. Worms. Trey asks, what do you like to use other than corn and worms, or what is easy for you to get a hold of? Worms are primarily my go-to bait. Now I do use corn as well. I use artificials too during certain times of the year. I don't know. I've got like a million like little fish down here or something, but I just can't seem to hook these suckers today. Might have to put on a micro hook or something. Hate to, because you put on a tiny hook and you're gonna hook something massive. Guaranteed every time you're gonna hook something huge. Let's see. I also use cut drum and cut skipjack herring on occasions when I can catch them and when I can need to use them. I'm not gonna cut up a drum and have only like a hundredth of a chance of getting a fish on it when they're pulverizing worm. That made no sense. Let's see. Bonnie says, "Okay, uh, God, it was getting cabbage out of the garden. Gotcha, my friend." Let's see. Patrick says, "I am fighting tomato worms. Man, them guys are relentless." Bonnie says, "Oh, okay, Patrick. Then thanks. A brutal. Thanks a bunch." Let's see. 19 incredible people in. Let's see. At 106 thumbs up. We've broken the 100 barrier, folks. Yeah, we made it past 100. Thank you so much, my friends. I can still cast this smaller rooter tail, but hard pressed to keep them hooked on this thing. We'll take a couple of casts with this before I switch to a crappie jig over here. Bite on worm. How can I? He's pulling on it, dude. I was looking at that line going, and it pulled down. Nothing really. Okay, and look at that, little suckers, escape artists. Just for that, I'm putting you on a hook. I see him pecking on it. Got him, folks. Fish on. We got him. What do we got? Hey, a blue cat. A kitten, but still a blue. Hey, that's about a half pound. Hey, this would be an eater size, folks. I take one of these and I cook this up. If I didn't have anything to eat, which I already got something down there today. I take this, and these guys are actually pretty good to eat. They just have extremely bad claws. Yeah, these kittens can really get you. All right, there we go, folks. That's our third fish of the day. So we caught one gar, one carp, and let's see, one small blue cat. Beautiful fish. Take a look at these guys. And these guys are the same color down here when they get big. And they get up to 100 pounds, folks. Incredible as it seems. Beautiful little kitten, my friends. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Hey, we got him. And please don't. Yeah, he's. Yeah, bye bye. Well, come here. Nope. I don't think we're gonna get out. Yep, he's gone. All right. Our kitten wanted his own time. He went home. Still fun, folks. Still fun. And he only got me twice. Well, three times. Yeah, them kittens have got some bad claws, folks. Meow, 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 meow. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, my friends. Eventually, you hook into a big one of those, too. Sometimes you got to spend like 5, 6 hours to get one of those big blues to come in here shallower, but they eventually will. All right, I didn't even get a cast with this rooster tail yet. That's a fish slime on it from a few previous fish, and all right, let's take a. Well, let me talk to you guys in chat. I caught a fishy, so let's talk. And it says, "Oh, Patrick, that is brutal." Patrick says, 7 dust applied daily, and are still rolling up leaves. Yeah, those suckers can be. They can be brutal to get rid of. Trey says, Patrick, put some hot pepper uh, around the plants. Yeah, but then you got to pay for the hot pepper. Let's see. Alan says, "Yep, a blue cat." And Paul, how you doing today, Paul? Paul says, "Where there is enough around here to use." And Cuz says, "Nice catch." Gail says, "Nice blue kitty." Bonnie says he used to have the catfish. They were black with white spots. Yep, those are channel cat. So they're two different species. That's because there's 109 likes. Let's go. Double tap the screen. Subscribe and share. Share us out with your friends. It's free. And thanks for supporting the channel. Thank you, cuz. Patrick says Peter Cullen voice of Optimus Prime. Uh, Passed that at 85. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Boy, that was years ago. That was a pretty cool cartoon back in the day. Robots in disguise. Transformers. Heroes meet the eye. Transformers. Sorry, I got fishy and thinking about catching fish in my head, so I'm not really focused on that. On the audio to that, of course. Now, this usually casts better because I just don't want to get snagged over there again. I already lost one rooster tail. I don't want to lose 2. Yeah, might have to put a bobber on and just cast a bobber and a crappie jig over there. Man, I didn't even see where that landed. They were right at that point where that's usually where they set if there's gonna be white bass and stuff. White bass and skipjack is right at that very tip of that point. But it is hard to get it right there. It will get lower too, folks. As it gets lower, that point, I can actually just walk across this gully and fish that spot, but it's still just a little bit too high. I see that pecking on the worm. Pecking on it pretty good too. How the heck did I miss that? I mean, I could feel that fish pulling and still missed him. I see that one hitting him as well. Got him. Fish on, folks. Fish on. That's a little bigger. What do we got? Freshwater drum. Awesome. So we've caught 4 different species today. Nice. That's about a pound, folks. Awesome fish, folks. Nice. That's about a pound. Definitely. They call these freshwater drum white perch or sheephead. Boy, that is a picture perfect guy. If I didn't have one over there ready to eat today for dinner, I'd take you, but I only take one of you guys a day. I only need one to eat. So rest of them go back in the water. I feed the rest of them. Dude, now you got all drummy, sandy, sand drum turns into, hang on. They always got to do that when I'm trying to change hands. I don't know why. They feel my grip kind of drop and all right, folks, there we go. Incredible fish, my friends. So now we've caught 1 carp, 1 Asian carp, 1 gar, one blue cat, and 1 freshwater drum. Beautiful fishing, my folks. Can't hold them. Cannot hold them. One more time. At least he's getting a drink of water while I'm doing that. So at least he's getting. Let's get him here close for you guys. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. All right, buddy. Let's get you back in the water. Once back in. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciated. All right. We're still catching fish. It took me 2 days to dig enough night crawlers to do a live stream, but never fails. I've got some worms and I'm gonna catch some fishies. It can be middle of December, and it's the same way down here. Boy, this is fun, folks. Yeah, one of the bad things I've kind of not mentioned is waking up in the mornings and when you're sleeping outdoors is being covered in dew and being wet. And yeah, I've got a top to that thing. It's just it doesn't work all the time. That tent, and then it's like a 15-minute ride on my scooter to the nearest gas station to get a cup of coffee. And oh, by the way, folks, I haven't mentioned, if you guys want to donate, help me out through this stuff, these difficult times. PayPal and Cash App is linked in my description. You can donate through YouTube as well. I don't get that money until the I have broken the $100 threshold, but I don't get that until the 18th to the 21st of next month. So if you guys want to help out right now, PayPal and Cash App is linked in the description on my main channel. And that just takes a second, and that's all confidential. And that comes instantly to me. If you do, if you don't, no worries. I just like to mention it. Help out with coffee, other essentials, TP, more TP, more TP, lot of TP. Ah, folks. Mine says, yeah, have fun, fun for real. And Curtis, how you doing, gay Curtis? Curtis says, hello, everyone, and God bless Earth. Have a creative and blessed day. Thank you, Curtis. Hope you enjoy the show, and thank you for tuning in. Curtis says, God bless everyone and family and loved ones all over the world. Amen. And Gail says, good. And Alan says, fish on. Bonnie says, first drum of the day. Gail with the drum. And Bang. How you doing today, Bang? Bang says hi. Nice purples and blues. Yep, and here comes our first train of the day, folks. Yep, this is the first train. Yep, here she comes. Here she comes, going around the bend. What the heck is that worm doing? Trying to get through the cracks in the cup. I can't get those guys over there. I don't know why I can't hook them. Now these guys I can hook sometimes, but over there I can't hook those guys today for some reason. Oh, look at that! I'll have to see what that was. I think that was another Asian carp. That was big, whatever it was. I'm sure you guys saw that on the feed. What was that? The way that jumped, I think there was another Asian carp. But don't count that. They can be carp and grass carp that do that too down here. Whatever that was massive, 15, 20 pounds. That was bigger than the one I got. Let's see. Taro, how you doing today, from friend? Taro says hello. Taro asks, how are you? Doing okay, my friend. Just over 2 weeks down here on the river. I kind of try to do these live streams sometimes to help out, make enough for a soda, a cup of coffee, that sort of thing. But whether or not I do or I don't, I just enjoy doing them with you guys and chatting. It can get lonely down here when you're fishing by yourself all the time. There's some weird noises down here on the daggone river at night. And that is still too far over to the right. How does that keep getting pointed over there? It should be over just a little bit further there. My back is out of view of the camera. Let's see. Bonnie says we have trains. Yep, I'm kind of homeless right now, so I'm waiting for the first of the month so that I can get a new place. And you guys know all this. Well, if you're not new to the channel, you know. And we're just waiting for the first of the month. Only got a couple more days left. Bait I'm digging, bait I'm using, I dug myself. The weights I'm using are just lug nuts and washers. I'm just about out of gear, just about out of tackle, just about out of everything right now. Pick, come on, little stinker. Give me a second to get the other rod back out. Wait your turn, fishy. And she refreshed on me. Oh, crap. Hopefully I'm not too far out of chat here. A big old smear on the screen. That was nice. See, Gail says good. Let's see. Oh, Taboo Taro asks, Bonnie asks, we have trains too. They go through every evening. It's always interesting waking up in the mornings covered in dew. It is. No matter how hard you try to prevent it, that stuff soaks in through your. Alan says, sheephead, an Asian carp. Let's see. Abby says, Abby, let's see. This is a tough one. Okay, if you want to try to pen this, we've caught 2 drum. No, you got me mixed up. Let's see. We caught 1 drum, 1 Asian carp, 1 gar, and 1 blue cat. Got him, folks. Fish on. Got that one finally. Got him. Just in time for me to try to get another one on here for you guys. What do we got? Another nice freshwater drum. That's a second of the day. Come here, big guy. Another nice, almost a pound. That'll go about 3/4 of a pound on this one. Another beautiful fish, folks. Now look at the colors on this one. The silver is just incredible, my friends. And I'm always making sure nothing's pulling my rod in from behind, because you know that's happened recently a lot. Ergo, my last short feed, I was doing this and heard something and looked over, and that other rod was it was going to it was going downstream somewheres. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Let's get one more close up of this guy before we get him back in the water. Incredible fish, my friends. Beautiful. All right, buddy. Never fails. If I'm gonna work my butt off and get some worms, I'm gonna catch some fish. See, hook is out. And he's got it down right in his crushers again. I see mitten. All right, got it out, folks. No muss, no fuss, no blood. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciated. So now the numbers have changed again, Abby. So sorry. Now we're up to 2 freshwater drum, a gar, an Asian carp, and a blue catfish. It's so hard to keep up with it. I've done this on other people's live feeds when they're catching fish. It's so hard to keep up with the numbers. Even I have trouble with it, Abby. So if someone could help Abby out and put that out for her, and that way she can copy that and put that down, that would be awesome. Yes, that's 2 drum, 1 Asian carp, 1 blue cat, and 1 gar. And we are getting on to low power mode, aren't we? Because it's overheating on us. Ah, boy. It shouldn't have started overheating, folks. This stupid thing shouldn't have started overheating. Hard time seeing. Oh, here we are. Wait a minute. We're out of. Hmm. Did we go off or something? No. Just my tablet acting weird. And I had to refresh her. She made me refresh it again. Oh boy. Let's see. Bonnie says we have trains that they go through every day. Let's see. Alan says sheephead on Asian carp or an Asian carp. I got you, my friend. It was kind of hard to tell on that one. I'm not sure. It jumped out of the water. Let's see. And Min, how you doing, friend? Min says, I'm sorry you don't have a home. It's no world. It's the way it goes, I'm afraid. I will get. I have a place to rent on the first of the month. I just don't have any money for that at the moment. So, yeah, stuff happens in life, and yeah, you gotta. If you're given a lemon, you gotta make lemonade with it. Yep. No one likes a damp bed. Bonnie says. Definitely no one. Alan says, fish on, guys. Gil with the drum. And Colbert, how you doing today, Colbert? Colbert says, nice one. Edward says, nice fishing. Jane says, man, I wasn't sitting here with a broken heel. I come down there and fish with you. When I'm able, I'm getting around. I have all kinds of tackle we can use. Actually, the shoreline isn't that bad to go get down. Okay, if you're going by car, it's literally 20 yards of a sandy bank right up to where you can park your car. So it's actually very easy to get down here, Shane. Mr. Bait and Tackle. Mr. Bait and Tackle says good luck. It's quite comfortable this time of the year when the water gets lower. See some survival. Survival says MVP, let's go. Survival says hi. Let's see, Shane says you're fishing 20 minutes from me. Awesome, my friend. I hope to see you down here sometime. Like I said, right on the other side of the levee here, there's a spot you can park, and you just quite literally walk a few yards, and you're down to a sandy beach. One of the reasons why I like this spot, even though it's extremely easy to access, few people know about it. And that bait's been cleaned, of course. Wonder why I'm not getting any bites on these things. That'll happen too, folks. You'll sit out here and all of a sudden you'll think the fish have stopped biting. Chances are they just got your bait off. Yep, 9 times out of 10, that bait is just gone. Oh, I saw that pop, 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 and I should have let him hit it again a little bit further. Still on there, good. I should put a little bigger, a little smaller hook on that one because it seems like I'm getting some smaller fish out there with the bigger ones. I'm having trouble hooking the smaller ones on these bigger hooks. Let's see. Shane said here, Mr. Baton, thank you so much for that $2 super sticker, my friend. Thank you. Let's get some WWs in the chat for Shane, and let me make sure to get you A heart and a thumbs up on that. Thank you, my friend. I'm not even sure how to set one of those goals. Danny did that. I don't even know how to do it. Heavy says, see, Brandon, how you doing today, Brandon? Brandon says hi. And Seth Johnson, SJO is in the house. SJO says, SJO checking in. Let's see, Positive Pokes. Positive Pokes says, Bill Dance, good day, sir. Good day to you too, my friend. Seth says, hey, positive. Alan says, Mike, you got a donation. Let me check this. All right, I think I got that. Thank you, my friend. As you guys know, those payments don't come into the 18th or the 21st, but that is so awesome. That's going to help out so much next month, my friends. Let's see. Caillou. Kaya Luca. How you doing, Kaya Luca? Oh, Alan. Sorry, I was reading the wrong spot on the chat there, or whatever that is. Just really messing with it. We might bomb this further down to the right because I seem to be getting some really small fish over here. Thank you, my friends. Let's see, Bunny with the WWs. Alan with the WWs. Seth says, hi, Alan. Alan says, yes. Alan with the, huh? Johnson says, hey, Bonnie. Seth says, hey, MVP. Bonnie says, good to see you, Seth. As always. Seth says, thank you very, very kindly, Bonnie. Awesome, my friends. I hope you guys enjoy the show today. Let's see, 19 people in it, seeing 125 thumbs up. That's just incredible, my friends. Especially after our last skunk feed. All you have to do is see MVP down here getting worms on, and you know, yep, it's time to go in. He's going to be catching some fishies, or at least feeding them. Yeah, we're going to go further down here to the right with this one. See if they might be holding just a little bit further to the right over there. A lot of times those big channel and stuff get in there. I need a crappie jig. I need a good one of Steve Turner's hand ties. I should have some still in here. A jig head would work too, but I don't know if I've got any of those left. It's always hard finding something when you want to find it and you know it's in here, but boy. See, I know I need to get organized, folks. Trust me, I know. Every time I organize this stuff, a week later it looks like this. I know there's something hitting on those rods while I'm doing this. I don't even see one of the hand ties in here anymore. I think I'm out of hand ties as well. Gummit. Thought for sure I had at least a jig head or a. Let's go through this a little bit better. And what the heck did you? I love it. I'm 3 spots off of where I was. Make me refresh again. And there's a half of a jig head. That's one where the tail got bit off of. I could tip this with a little worm. It'd probably work. Question is, where's a good bobber? I think I got one in my bag. Be right back. Where is that bobber? And none in there. There it is. Pretty big gar just hit the surface right there. Yeah, this is the one I've had skipjack nip the end of the tail off of it. And what I can do with this is just take this and basically use this as a weight and just tip that with a little piece of worm and cast it over there to that point. Probably going to hold that like maybe a foot, about a foot deep, I guess, foot and a half. All right, I need to trim that tag end. And where my lighter's up here. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today, my friends, and thank you for tuning in. Hope your day is going great as well. Yeah, just friggin' cut it. Oops. I have to retie that. I only use my pair of clippers once a day, and they already disappeared somewhere up here. It's going to take me 20 minutes to find them in the sand. That's why I don't use clippers down here, folks. I lose them all the time. All you have to do is bump sand on that, and it disappears. Literally. I'll do this the other way. I see him pecking on it. I see him. Only way I can cut that line is a little lighter. I haven't seen him peck on it, folks. I saw him. 3 minutes there with him getting a bite. And look at that, just cleaned it off again. Not so much as a piece of a worm left. I'm just taking like little pieces of worms, folks. I'm not even using whole worms right now. They are not picky. All right, let's see what this. A little piece of a worm on there. And that should work fine. That's has scent now. And there's my clippers right there. I've been looking for them for 20 minutes. Oh well. See 9 incredible people in and 124 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Bonnie says, good to see you always. Seth says, thank you very much kindly. Bonnie says, they know when you got the good stuff. Yep, definitely. They know when you got worms out here. That's something big right there. Bump the rod. That cast's pretty good. Fish on, folks. Popped off. Man, already. First cast. Didn't work that but once or twice and got popped already, folks. Dang it. Right on the. That's a 3 feet to the right. Come on, Michael. I know this is a tricky cast. First cast over there, I have one hooked. 50 into my worming too. Hmm. This bobber might just not be heavy enough. It's sinking on me. In the current, it is. It doesn't sink like this. It's just in the current, it seems to be sinking a tiny bit. And this bobber's sinking a lot. In fact, just about completely submerging. I'm gonna have to find a bigger bobber because this chica is just a little bit too big. Dang it. Probably bent that hook out. Hang on, folks. Let me take a couple more casts over here and I'll get back into chat, okay? Okay, last one before I come back. Hmm. That's a big one right in front of us there. Yep. All right, let's come back in. I've got to refresh these rods anyway. They're probably all the bait's gone. Let's see. Shane says, I'm seriously trying to figure out how to load up and come down. I'll be down in Crutches. What bridge are you under? The Eads? It's a tricky place to find, Shane. Let's see. There is a Crutches. You should be able to make it. Um, this is tricky. You have to look up riverfront trails and look on Google Maps, and you'll find an area that it gets right before the East Bridge. Uh, you have to go through some few side streets, go down past the granary. Man, I wish I had that time to be able to go up to the gas station and guide you down here. I've had friends that have gotten lost down here a couple times before they figured out how to do it. It can be a little tricky, Shane. It can be. It can be a little tricky sometimes to find it. I had to basically send screenshots of the exact location to my friends on Google Maps. If you want to come out next time, possibly send me an email. That way, I can send you, uh, pictures on Google Maps to try and get out here. Or, as like I said, we could just meet up at the gas station. I can show you where to come down. I don't mind sharing this spot. I've got plenty of area. I enjoy fishing with folks. It's just I don't want you to drive all the way down here and not be able to find it. I've had people that go around for hours like, I can't find that spot. You're lying about where you're fishing. No, it's just that Shane just got you. All right, again, just send me an email. That way I can send you pictures on Google Maps. It is right off 70, but you get off 70 and then go down past the gas station, make a left, go underneath the some underpasses. Yeah, make another right, go down Hall Street, make another left, make another right. Yeah, it's it's a roundabout. You have to definitely. It's a tricky one. 12 incredible people in it, seeing 128 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. 20 minutes, it is pretty close. Jeez, what the heck was that? Something just obliterated some stuff out there. Okay, what kind of spinner or something should I try next? I had one strike on the crappie jig, but I'm afraid unless I go over there on that point and cast down to the right, I don't think it's gonna work. It would probably work if I got over there to the other side. That's another reason why I don't like fluorocarbon. It does not work for slip bobbers. The ones that clip on there, yeah, that line just doesn't work right on them things. Let's see, what else of the spinners have I got in here? I got this larger, kind of bronze size one. Make some casts with it. Ouch, man, I'm sucking. Ow, those hooks are sharp. Sheesh. Thank God that's sharp. Ooh, man, hard. Sharp. Ooh. Anything to hook this, they should hook themselves with this thing on. My spot in chat. Let's see. Edward asks, catch any fish today, brother? Yeah, we've caught, let's see, one Asian carp, one gar, two freshwater drum, yeah, and one blue cap. Still getting bites. It's just hooking these little stinkers. Almost far enough. Don't worry, folks. I'll keep my eye on those other rods. Well, this little map spinner spins. Sometimes you'll get these guys and they don't spin exactly right. This one's spinning. It rocks again. I'm off though. But don't worry, I saw that. Peck, peck. Nope, didn't hook him. Didn't get the bait off at least. Didn't get the bait off at least. Let's refresh this big rod. And that's a pretty good run from the beginning of this feed. Didn't hook a lot of them, but we were still got a lot of bites. Had a couple of other big gar hooked. Just got off on me. But we definitely caught some nice fish already this feed. And I'm sure we're not done. And that might be a little bit far off the bottom right now. This sand actually allows them to get pretty close to the bottom. All right, that's way too far of a cast. We're gonna try it. I'm not gonna. Nope, not gonna do it. If I do that, that will end up getting snagged. That'll drift way too far down current, and it'll wind up getting snagged. And now it won't cast 3 feet. Yeah, see him pecking on it. Ah, this thing won't cast again. I see him pecking on it. Pick, 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 pick. Pick, 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 pick. Well, they just don't like this other hook. They don't. I saw him hit it right out of the corner of my eye. Bing, 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 come on. Worm. Get on there. That's good, Michael. We're going to go down there a little deeper. Out there a little bit closer to that point over there. And this one was pecking on it. So let's see what he did to it. And about got most of that worm off again. I'm just putting halves of worms on right now, folks. I'm not even putting whole worms on. Trying to make these guys at least grab onto the hook. All right, tell you what, folks, I'm going to get this out of the way. So I'm running. Start with this. I need a drink of something. Where's my coffee? Set with you guys and chat for a bit. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today, my friends, and thank you for tuning in. Hope your day's going well. It is Thursday, by the way. Yep, happy Thursday. Getting close to the weekend. Won't be long. Won't be long now. One more day. Well, one and whatever time you have left for your day. Hopefully it's not too long. All right, let's see what's going on in chat. Because 128 likes, let's go. Double tap the screen. It says, nice, that's awesome. I've never been fishing years, to be honest. But I don't mind going fishing with people. And having fun. Having a good time. Yep, me too, my friend. I actually fish the majority of the time alone. So I really enjoy the company, trust me. That's the end, Kevin. How you doing today, Kevin? Kevin says, hey, what's up, MVP? And everyone else. Cuz says hello, Kevin. Kevin says hi. Let's see, 13 incredible people in. It's seeing 132 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. All right, we've been in, okay, actually quite a bit, in fact. You gotta remember, our first fish, I had that Asian carp hooked on the side of the head. That fish took probably 40 minutes to land. I literally backed that fish up the bank because he would not move. Now, I've hooked Asian carp in the mouth, but that one I didn't have quite hooked in the mouth, and that one wasn't fighting right. Cheers. Sika says hello, everyone. Kevin says hi. We're looking good, folks. Thing, let me know. It's a bite on a 4-rod. Pop, 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 pop. Those little stinkers just will not commit to it. They pick, and then they let go. How many bites have I had like that today where they just picked it up and messed with it and then dropped it? And that's what happens when you don't set the hook on them. 90% of your bait is gone when you come back. I was a pull on that one. That pulled hard. Dang it. This one with the other rod. That was. Ooh, dude. I don't get many pulls like that. You might have it. I'm not sure. No? You don't have it in his mouth. Bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. Not wanting to hit it all the way again. Now, these guys are just hitting as soon as it hits the water, but they're not committing. They're just pecking on it. Pecking and pecking and pecking. Oh, what the heck? It's around the tip. Surprised at how many bites you can miss on 2 dozen worms. I mean, on 3 dozen. I wait, ping, 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 and just set the hook and nothing. I just put a freaking big piece of worm on there, and it's almost all gone. I just barely set the hook. I hate wasting worms this time of the year. They're so tough to find. If you've been digging worms all year like I have, they start to get tough this time of the year. How did that happen? Oh, I was putting that worm on there and that other fish hit. And then again, I saw that. Oh, I saw that at the corner of my eye. Like nothing but little peck bites that will not hit it. Go down there even further. All right. I think that's set for a minute. Come back and check that chat. Let's see, Parkus, how you doing today? Parkus says that it's me, Kevin. How you doing today, Kevin? Parkus, Kevin. People in, 134 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Marcus says, do you remember me? Been a while, my friend. But appreciate you coming back in and hope and enjoying the show. I think I do. Like I said, it's been a little bit of a while. Let's see, Gail says worms are fairly plentiful here most of the year, but nearly impossible to find. June 15th to September 15th. Number of night crawlers here are either just red wigglers. Yeah, let's see. I can get worms the majority of the year. It's just I've taken so many of them out of these spots. They're starting to run out. I have to keep getting further and further away. Gail says too far south for night crawlers. Well, there are species of nightcrawler that lives down there. They're short little stubby. They're called they're slime worms. Now they only live in like wet hollows. Areas where there's maybe like a spring or something that never dries up completely. But you're right. The majority of your like garden variety night crawlers, the further you go south, the less you get until you get far enough south where there's none. That is weird with that one. I finally made it far enough down there, shallow, where they won't hit it. Or either that or I'm snagged up. No, I'm not snagged up. Or I just didn't have enough bait on there. Alright. How many night crawlers do I have left? Let me find out. Get out of here. Yeah. About a dozen. Still good enough to fish for quite a while with. Especially with the way I'm cutting these in half, and they're still hitting them, but just not hooking up on them. Bing, 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 bing. Seriously? I mean, that fish had to have that hook in his mouth. I mean, he had to, that worm was like this. He had to be going like this, nibbling on it and nibbling on it. Missed him though. Good enough. Yeah, I've been steadily working my way down to that point, casting further and further down and out. All right. I think that'll set us up for the rods again. I still do have a spinner on them. Even after the feed is over, I'm just hanging around down here. I might just go over there. Well, I might do that later on. Go over there on the other side of them rocks. I have to climb. Let's see, Noah. How you doing today, Noah? Noah says hi. Bonnie says, any wet run off worms like that. Yep, any areas that have shade too. If you've had a decent amount of rain, they'll pile up behind areas. And there's another bite on that far rod again. Just ping, 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 ping. No matter where I cast this one, I'm getting little peck bites. I could put on a tiny hook, folks. I could probably hook these things. I might have to do that. But man, if I hook something big down here, I'm going to be in trouble. If there's that many small ones down there, I don't have enough bait to feed them all. The only way to get them to stop hitting is to hook them. Look at that, just chewing on the end of that worm, hoping I'd set the hook. Oops, what the heck? Stupid wing knot. That's probably as far out as I cast it too. Man, this is going to be a nuisance getting out. Because remember, that was a long distance cast, the last one, so I'm going to have to keep peeling line out until I get to that little bit of line that's looped around the very top. There it goes. That's frustrating doing that. I think I threw off half my worm when I did that originally. Yeah, I did. That's where I wanted. I'll go out straight out and see if there's anything out there deeper. And now's probably the day I need to have a can of corn down here. About cleaned off again. And even the smallest piece of worm I put on here, they're getting off on me. I'm just stringing one, like half to quarter size of a worm on there every single cast out here. As soon as it hits the water, it's getting bites, but hooking these things seems to be virtually impossible today. And that literally just pecked 2 or 3 times, and now it's let go. It's expecting me to set the hook and knock the bait off. Doesn't seem to me anywhere where I cast down here. All I'm getting are smaller bites. And shoot off another piece. And we're just pushing that hook worm right back on there as much as we can. That's snagged. Doesn't feel like it. Yeah, today's definitely the day I should have brought some corn. I ain't got any money for corn, folks. I ain't got any money for soda on the way back home a second day in a row. It actually costs still about $1.56 to get a can of corn. Let's see. Hog fishing. How you doing today, Fog Fishing? Hog Fishing, he says, what's going on, brother? I'm out here fishing down here again. I believe this is 2.5 weeks down here on the river. Checking on that close rod again. Alan says, it's so dry in my area. We can dig 10 feet under and still not find worms, only when it rains. Gotcha, my friend. Majority of areas are pretty dry down here, too, but we do have areas like hollows and back spots. Gotta watch the snakes back there. But there are some nice night crawlers if you lift up a good log and or rod. Come on, folks, fish on. Fish on, my friends. What do we got? Went out there a little deeper. Hey, a flathead. Awesome, folks. Hey, it's about a half-pound flatty. I'm still getting a bite on that one. Hey, that's our fifth species down here today, folks. Number 5. We've caught more than 5 fish today. We've caught, I think, 3 freshwater drums, so hey, we're inching towards the double digits. That's a cool little flathead catfish, folks. Pretty little kitty cat. Look at the dark black spots on the back of that tail. Beautiful little flathead. These get over 100 pounds down here. My personal best in this species is 108 pounds. Incredible. Beautiful little flatty, folks. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, my friends. Look at the black on that guy. Yeah, these guys. There he goes. Oh well. He's gone. Yep, he escaped. Yep, he went bye-bye, folks. He went back in the water. It's like, MBP, you showed me off. I'm done. Literally, he gave me the raspberries. He took off. He gave me the raspberries on the way out. You're not getting me, MVP. Oh, gotta love it, my friends. That's just fun. They ain't gotta be monster fish all the time, folks. And with this little 8-pound this little 8-pound monofilament I got on this one, even that little half-pound flatty put up a pretty good fight. Now imagine that 10-pound Asian carp I had on, how much it was, because it was on this rod too. It wasn't on my big cat series rod. Of course, it couldn't have been on my cat series rod. No, 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 no. I don't think I could cast a rooster tail on that thing. Yes, I did. I hooked an Asian carp in the head. He obviously went after it, but I didn't have him hooked precisely in the mouth. But still a pretty big carp. All right, folks, rods are back out. Let's get back into chat. You guys are enjoying the show today, my friends, and thank you for tuning in. Let's see, 9 people in and 142 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see, Hog says nice. Thank you, Hog. Alan says fish, yay! Hog says let's go. Alan says nice flathead. Thank you, my friend. Gail says flatty. Bonnie says nice, a different kitty. Gail says beautiful. That's the end, SWAT. How you doing today, SWAT? SWAT with a retracted message. It's okay if you want to chat. All right, we're looking good, folks. Yeah, that little flatty. Bar rod again. Come on, folks. Oh, he's got me snagged. Dadgummit. Nah, he's got me snagged. Huh. Almost feels like he's still on there. No? Dang it. Come off. Okay. No, back on again. Yeah, that's something or other. Yeah, that fish. I had him though, but just he was stuck in the rocks. I'm afraid. And even that does happen on occasion. You'll get one, and they'll get stuck in the rocks, and you'll let the line slack. He'll pop off, but the hook will come out of the rocks, which is okay. I'd much rather have a hook pull off like that than have it break off with the hook in the fish. Now, mind you, those hooks do disintegrate pretty quickly, but still, you're much better off without them getting hooks in their mouths. And of course, the only spot that I seem to be getting anything of any consequence seems to be snags. Oh well, go for it again. At least I'm getting bites out there. Seem to be able to hook them. Man, that was actually a fairly good fish. It wasn't a monster. I could tell it wasn't like only a couple pounds, but still, would have been nice to land it. I see him peck, 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 peck. Stupid veil. Drop me in the rocks again. Ah. Oh, don't tell me I'm not going to get that one out. Now, of course, the only place where the fish seem to be are right at the rock edge where you cast into and you're going to get snagged. That's okay. I guess we're probably going to have to re-rig this one here in a second because I don't think that's coming out. It feels pretty bad on that one this time. Good enough. Yeah, I don't feel this one moving. The last one, it bounced a couple times and it came out, but this one doesn't feel like it's going to do it. Well, snapped on us. Snapped on us, folks. This is going to take a while to re-rig. Crap. Got to find all my weights and hooks and re-rig everything. Oh, boy. Just give me a couple minutes here, folks. It's going to take me a minute to do this. Unless I've got anything rigged up, which it doesn't seem that I do. Some stuff in there. I'm going to need some weight stops and other things. Hang on, folks. I'm working on it here. We got snagged up, so unfortunately, it's going to take us a couple minutes to re-rig. I kept pushing her out deeper and deeper and deeper, and I finally got snagged. That's probably too big, but we're going to give it a shot. All right, I got a weight. Now I got to find a hook that'll work for this. I see him pecking on it. Just ping, 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 all day. That's been doing that all day today. Nothing good is double the rod. Nothing is double the rod over good once. Not even once. I just keep pecking and pecking and pecking until the majority of that bait is gone. And I've been putting tiny pieces of worms on too. I haven't even putting like large amounts of worms. I just take 1/2 of a worm, completely cover that hook, just enough to cover that hook, snap it off, and that's it. Keep the other piece for another bite. If I can do this real quick as I can. And I'm surprised the weight didn't break off of that. I make these so that the weight will break off, but that one didn't do it. All right, that's the weight made. Now I got to find a hook. That's another one of those big ones. I don't think I can hook those little stinkers on that. The problem with that, I'm having trouble hooking them because I've got a bigger hook on. And I don't think I've got any smaller hooks left. You guys know I like using small hooks. Okay, let's improvise. Let's improvise. I've got some little bass hooks here. I can off shank these just the slightest. That still should work. Just about talk about not doubling it. And that sucker started doubling it. Dang it. It knew I wasn't ready. Hey, gummit, seriously? Crap. That's got to be something big because that just doubled it. That was the first one we've had double it all day long too. Dang gummit. If they just give me a minute to get this re-rigged, then I can get back to focusing in, but they won't do it. They got to hit it when I'm not looking. I just looked over and that rod was trying to pull in, and then by the time I got to it, he'd let go. La 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 la. Don't let it bother you. They're playing with you again, Mike. Don't let it bother you. You'll get them. Little stinkers, they ain't gonna get you eventually. You're gonna hook their butts. Eventually. Ow, come on, line. Had way too much of a leader on that. It wouldn't cut where it was supposed to. Sand in the eye of the hook. I need to refresh this one because the bait's probably gone. Alright, that's finally re-rigged, folks. Took me a minute, but I finally got that re-rigged. Yeah, cleaned it. Cleaned it. It's only bothering me because it took me so long to dig these stupid things today. Usually they could eat all the worms they want and wouldn't bother me, but today it's bothering me because I ain't got that many. Took me a day and a half to dig these stupid things. All right, we got that finally back out. Let's get this ready to go. That's too far over to the right, Michael. Like, serious, 8 feet over to the right. To the left, I mean. That should be fine. And that worm just about come off. Look at that. I hooked that worm 3 times, and you know how many times it's left hook? Once. If I sit over here, all they're going to do is peck on it. The moment I try to do something or walk away from it, they pull. Frustrating. All right, rods are back out finally. And I'm sorry, folks. Took me forever to re-rig that. Sorry, folks. I see James says the crap was a huge peck. Yep, that one tried to pull her in. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite ready for her. It says 12 people in here. Yeah, 13 people in and 157 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. We got a fish dude says hi. How you doing, fish dude? Awesome you for coming today. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Sorry it took me a minute to re-rig that line. I apologize. We're out of weights. I'm making uh weights out of lug nuts. And lug nuts are free up and down the highway. Highway, the streets. Pick up 4 or 5 of them and you got weights for a while. Let's see, Rumpelstiltskin. How you doing today, Rumpelstiltskin? Rumpelstiltskin asks, how's it going? Going okay, my friend. We've got, let's see, 1 carp, well, 1 Asian carp. Let's see, 1 gar, 1 blue cat, 2 channel catfish, and a flathead today. So 5 different species in total today. In fact, in MVP first, I landed my first Asian carp today. Yeah, that was over 10 pounds. And here comes another train, folks. Let's see, Rumpelstiltskin says hello, MVP. Rumpelstiltskin says, sounds like a bountiful catch. Awesome. Thank you, my friend. How's your day going, Rumple? Oh, right on that far rod, I saw him pop up. He's still hitting it too. All right, I'm convinced they need this off the bottom further, so I'm gonna loosen up my weight stop and slide this up. Probably about a foot off the bottom. Oh, I hope you're having a great day, Rumple. Bing, 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 bing. Terrible cast. Oh well, I guess it'll do. I'm right at that current edge, so it's not like it was too bad of a cast. Just peck on it again and let it go. And let's see. Didn't get any of the worm off that time. These little guys must finally starting to be getting full from the little pieces of worms I've been giving them. That's why I think I had that last one probably was a grass carp out there. I doubled it like that right by the bank. Grass or a common or channel, a bigger channel catfish. Probably grassy. They're the ones that usually pop and then just let it go. If you're not setting on that rod or they hook themselves, which they can do a lot, they tend to hook themselves quite a bit. They think they're smart and just peck on that worm, and all of a sudden they got a hook in their mouth and they panic and take off. Shoelaces untying. Hang on, folks. Not the thing I want to have untied when I'm doing takedowns. Let's see. Rimple says, "Day's been great. Trying to chat with people before I fall asleep. It's past 1 a.m. here. Well, you must have a lot of coffee in you, my friend. And I do appreciate you dropping by and saying hi in my chat. And it is great to hear you're having a great night and a great day, my friend." Bonnie says, "Do the trains go through at night also?" Yep. Not nearly as much and not nearly as fast. Yeah, they tend to slow down quite a bit because they go over some streets down here. And, people want to go around the tracks, and it's a great time for your car to die. And beep, beep. Oops. Let's see. Rumple asks, "You live nearby this place?" I used to live nearby this place. I live on this place now, Rumple. I'm waiting to get a new place the first of the month, and right now I'm living on a tent down here on the river. I've got no choice. It's either that or the homeless shelters and stuff right now. I've talked about the details of it for a while. I'm not even pestering with it at the moment. It's stuff my landlord's doing, and I'm not. It's not technically legal what he's doing. But I just don't want to get him in trouble. He helped me get my ID, and that was a big thing. I'm fully monetized on YouTube now because of that, and I appreciate that. And well, living from penny to penny down here on the river right now. Running up to the gas station, recharging my electronics, coming back home down here, spending the night, getting back up, going back into the forest, digging some more bait, going down here, streaming for you guys, and doing it all over again. It's a pain in the butt, but what are you going to do? I kind of feel obligated to the guy because he did help me get my ID. I mean, that is a big thing. I've been trying to get my ID for over a year and a half. Honey says, we hope that they don't keep you up at night. Yeah, there is some wildlife down here that tends to go. Yeah, the raccoons. They have been rutting every other night down here. Yeah, cut me off right to talk about PayPal and Cash App. The mic feed died. May it rest in peace. And Bonnie with the Reaper emojis. That's pretty cool. Let's see, James says, there we go. And thank you so much for letting me know, Alan. Let's see, Cuz says, that was a long train. Anyone try to count the cars? I think 156,292. Minus one. Minus one. Minus one. what happens when I get out a little bit deeper. Ah, crap. So I'm going to have to re-rig this one as well. Ah. My last good hook game. Crap. That one big one for a while. Not great. There's a lot of, oh, hold on. Probably meant to hook out still. Come on. No, didn't. Yeah, I did bend the hook out. Jeez, there's some big fishes. What was that? I didn't see that one, wherever it was. Yeah, I bent the hook out. I had not only the weight, but also the hook snag as well. That's probably on someone's monofilament or leader or braid or something. Be careful with doing this. You can only do this once or twice with these hooks before they weaken too much. That is still too far bent in. I can't pull on that shaft. That's where they like to snap. About right. Still a little bent in. That worked. Very close. Close enough. I'm taking my time with that so I didn't get it really. I didn't put too much stress on that. I'm sure if I'd had a big gob of night crawlers on when that one doubled it, I'd have had that fish, but since I'm only using pieces of worm, yeah, that fish only hit it a little bit. Popped it a couple times, doubled it, and then dropped it. What's going on with this one while we're sitting here? We're going to add a little piece on here as well. Little hideous flavor. Yeah, I put that off the bottom twice, just trying to see it. Those little fish seem to be right by the bottom. So if I put that farther off, maybe I can keep away from the bait. Take a couple casts of fish still on here. I mean, this is not a fish still. On it. Big rod. Bing, bing, bing. Well, doing that when I'm trying to do something else. That was getting that one. Both rods again. Come on, you little things. I hit them. lightly nibbling on it. They can be so frustrating to hook sometimes. Think. She's got no intention of trying to complete that bait. Nothing with it. Look at that. Got almost all of it off. That's what he was pecking on to try to get that very last piece of the worm off. He gotten almost all of it off on the first couple pecks. That hook is off gack, so if something hits that, it's still going to get the hook in. If it gets it, they just want to keep pecking on the very shaft of the hook or the very tip of the hook where the can't hook them. You need to miss the bait and not slip. Selfish. Slips all the way down, right over the hook. That means a little bit too big. That's what happens during a fight. That's what this is. Back over. Crazy how it's so over there. Back. Back. This one doesn't. That one didn't get all the room off, so right back out now. That as well. Got one more cast. Back. Yeah. That don't count. Right. Got almost all that room off again. Yeah, these guys are just, I don't know why I can't hook them today. I have no idea. Like everywhere I cast down here, I get something. Not missing the bait. Grab it on very simple. Car. Got him, folks. Got him. Right by the bank, man. That's a 3-4 pound car. Must have been a follower, folks. Yeah, I got this one fresh, so hang on. Hook is out. Hook is out, folks. Awesome. Yeah, I hooked myself with my own thing Ow, dude. Awesome, folks. Now, right at the rod tip. Incredible, my friends. Gotta love it. Now, that was on a little net spinner. One that Dougie Doug sent me. Now, that is a mean stinker there, folks. Yeah, he is mad. Let me walk him off a little bit so you guys get a better feel of him. Now, look at this guy, folks. He has got his teeth flaring. Look at that. Ooh, dude. Yeah. Don't stick your hand in this fish's mouth or you will regret it. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Awesome fish, folks. Beautiful. And why do you think I keep casting that spinner down here? Because every once in a while you get one of these guys to hit. That's about 4 pounds. That's a nice drum. I mean, that's a nice gar. Incredible. Let me go, MVP. Oh, yep. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Awesome. That was fun. Right at the rod tip. Counted that down. 3, 2, and 1. Or last cast before I come back into chat. Wasn't that cool? I counted that down. Let's see. 19 incredible people want to see and 166 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. All right, let's see, where was I in chat? Let's see, James is laughing his butt off. Man. Boy, I missed some chat here, didn't I? Wow, everyone came in all of a sudden. Here, hang on, folks, I gotta find where I was. Up, here we go, cusses. I thought you were counting. Bonnie's laughing her butt off. Bonnie says, I can't count past 10. Bonnie says, no, James. That's your job, LOL. James says, Abby, Bonnie, are the counters? And Fishy with a star and the, let's see, 100 emojis. Thank you for those gems, my friend. Thank you. By the way, hi, Fishy Things. How you doing? And let's see, and another, let's see, star. Thank you so much, Sparkling, the Sparkle. That says Fishy Things. Fishy Things says hi. Fishy with all the cool fishy members only emojis. Bonnie says only to 10, James. James says Bonnie, she has many times you get to 10. Bonnie says, do I have to, James? James says, okay, never mind. James with the writing emojis. Let's see, Bonnie's laughing her butt off. And Rich, how you doing, my friend? How you doing today? Rich says, get him. How you doing today, buddy? I'm glad you found my channel, finally. James says, I don't like making people whine. That's the end, Darren. How's the fishing been? Pretty good, my friend. Let's see, we've caught 1 Asian carp, let's see, 2 big gar, 2 freshwater drum, and a blue cap. It says 1, 2, skip a few. And will that work, James? James says, nope. Bonnie says, I want crackers with that wine, James, please. That's the end, Darren. How you doing today, Darren? Darren says, better than an empty stringer. Yeah, I've already got 1 drum down here for dinner. I'm getting tired of drum, honestly. Oh, look at that. You see that Asian carp do a backflip in midair? That was cool, right on feed too. That was just awesome. Did you see that, folks? James says Riz. Jay says any cheese. Bonnie says, yeah, sharp cheddar will do. Darren says, what river is this? This is the mighty Mississippi down in St. Louis, Missouri, my friend. James says, you got it. Bonnie says, thanks, James, for the snack. James says, anytime. By the way, if you guys have any extra money, PayPal, Cash App, linked in my description on my main channel. If you want to donate, if you do, if you don't, no worries. Helps out the channel so much. Just thought I'd mention it. Sure would like a soda on the way back home. Yeah, this coffee's getting stale. That was my last $3 this morning. There's a bite on a big rod. Oh, bud, get it. Come on, get it. Looks like you dropped it. Right on that one too. There's a lot of trouble hooking these guys today. Really am. I did that hook right on a sequence of pecks. That means that fish had to have that hook in his mouth. Now, whether or not he had the hook where the point is the question. Obviously, he didn't, because I would have hooked him tonight if he had. I'm just still using little pieces of worms. I don't have enough bait to spare, so I've just been using like halves to quarters of worms. And they're still getting bait off on me. Of the time, all I'm doing is feeding these fish today. I've caught a few, but man, hard pressed to get a hook in them today. I haven't broken into the double digits. We're close. We're getting close. We're steadily working our way up. Trying to make it the first of the month so I can move it in a new place. And I'm tired of sleeping on my back. Waking up, soaking wet, dude. First time's kind of cool. After that, it gets a little monotonous. Let's see, James says you got it. James says anytime. Darren says grasshoppers are working pretty good right now. Awesome to hear, my friend. Man, that's tricky catching them things. Yeah, they like to set up up on the concrete up here, and I need to make a net to get them suckers. Let's see. Alan says fish on. Cuz says garfish. They actually do work too, by the way. They work pretty good. James says, nice gar. Thank you, my friend. Bonnie says, number 2 of the gar. Awesome. Gus says, nice gar. James says, Bonnie. Bonnie says, oh, those teeth. Darren says, Mississippi back scratcher. Darren with a thumbs up. Awesome, my friend. Gail says, nice work. Nice watch. Them teeth. Yep, don't stick your hand in that fish's mouth. James says, Gail high. Bonnie says, yes, it was cool. Darren says, got a bite. Darren says, those gar are good bait. Are good bait thieves. Yeah, they are. Plus, there's a lot of little baby blue cat, channel, and flathead down here too. I should have smaller hooks on, but I'm out of almost everything I've got. I'm cannibalizing hooks off of lures to try and keep going for a couple more days. Jim says, Mike, soda money sent. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, James. Thank you so much, James. Let's get some WWs in the chat for James, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome, my friend. That's a donation to PayPal. Thank you so much, James. I can get a soda on the way home. So much, thank you. Let's see, in Purse. How you doing today, Purse? Purse says hi. No, that's Parse. How you doing today, Parse? And seeing Kid. How you doing today, Kid? Kid also said hi. Says, when are you ending the stream? Let's see, we've been in 3 hours and 30 minutes. Let's see, Alan with the WWs, Cuz with the WWs. Bounty says, thanks, James. Kid with the WWs. And see, CH Outdoors says hi. Kid says hi again. I'm not sure. I haven't done a 4-hour feed in a while. Let's try to push her to 4 hours. What the heck? We've been in 3 hours and 30 minutes. No, at least until we run out of bait. We're getting low on bait anyway, so see how many we got left. Well, actually, we got one worm left, so we are going to make 4 hours. We got enough to get a couple of bites out here. That's about it. We're not going to make 4 hours, I'm afraid, so at least use this last worm up. How does that sound? We got one worm. Also, give me a couple take a couple of casts that we might get another big old gar on. I know there's some big friggin' white bass down here. Just getting around the gar and the Asian carp and the other species down here to get them to hit an artificial bite on one of them again. Seconds, let it go again. We got the majority of that worm off with those couple of pecks. How can he do that? And there's still some massive fish out here on the surface right now. Give me a chance to take a couple more casts with the rooster tail first. Not the rooster tail, let's look at that. In line, bite on that one. Second on it. As soon as I try to go for another rod, like Mike MVP, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. Oh boy, I'm getting dizzy. You have a little bit of trouble with this one. It's the end of a regular night crawl, not even one of my slime ones. This one's a little bit tougher. And that gar was probably followed it all the way in from out there. Again, nibble on it, nibble on it, nibble on it. This will not decide today. outside. Gonna eat the worm, am I not gonna eat it? Then I'm gonna last part. Don't eat the worm. Don't eat the worm. Right this morning. We just got one more worm left. Guys, I'll have to get one more on for you. The end of the sea. Look at that. Oh, dang it. Take it. Take it. Massive fish out here. More cast. More to check that. Big grass here today. I want to see other things. Hang on. What's going on with these guys? Right. Do this. Got one worm left and might as well use it. Put it on the only rod we've had a really good bite on it. Probably something big. We did get that big gazing carp, so I'm not at all pleased about caught today, but still, big 41, 3 dozen worms. I think you're gonna get a lot more fish on it, especially the amount of bites I had today. And that's the last of our worms, folks. Yeah, that little piece of one here, I can put that on the other rod. Thought I might have cast that a little too far to the right. You guys can have that worm. And for our last worm, folks. Bite already before I could even sit down. That's what they've been doing all day. I'm wondering if the majority of that bait is gone. Yep, just shredded. That's 3 little sacks. That's the kind of reel all they have. Helicopter! 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 Big helicopter too. like an army chapter. Let's see what's going on in chat for our last worm. It says hi. Let's see. Chow says, where are you fishing? Chow Outdoors. We're down on the mighty, muddy Mississippi River down in St. Louis, Missouri, my friend. Let's see. Bonnie says, we're having fun. Let's see. James says, my pleasure. Bonnie says, Mike's the best. Yeah, you guys are the best. And I enjoy chatting with you guys every chance I get. Bonnie says, James, you're so kind and thank you. Cuz says, James, you're awesome, brother. James says, aw, sucks, Bonnie, you're going to make me blush. James says, cuz we need help, our fellow fishermen. Bonnie says, oh, James, and smile. James says, be right back. Cuz says, go to and enjoy it. Hope everyone had a great day and catch y'all in the next one. Alright, see you next time, cuz. And have a great day, my friend. Bonnie says, have a great rest of your day, cuz. Cuz says, you too, Bonnie. Let's see. Cass, how you doing today? Cass says, Jaws. Cass says, Jaws again. And Ashley says, your rod is moving. I would not doubt it. And it has not stopped moving all day. All I've been feeding, that's what I've been doing is feeding the daggone fish. And Skipjack Cindy's back in. Skipjack Cindy's just having a great day. Yep. Having a great day, Cindy. Couple big gar, an Asian carp, a flat-eyed catfish, a blue cat, and a couple freshwater drum. Yeah, so with the fishy emojis, and yeah, I saw the big rod bouncing again. Yeah, these guys are just, they are not committing. They ate 3 dozen night crawlers, and I have only hooked a handful of them. They do that sometimes where they just pick it up and drop it even with my quick hook sets, I can't get to these guys in time. Now, when that worm is squeezed, look at that. Those tiniest little peaks left on there. The tiniest little peaks left on there. Alright, folks, I think we're going to call her. That's probably the last bit of our worms on these rods. They're probably gone. And that one's snagged again, I remember. Alright, folks, I think we're going to call her. And again, thank you, Cindy, for dropping by. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. And again, thank you so much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Going to help out so much, my friend. I see 11 incredible people still in. I see 170 thumbs up. 178. Awesome, my friends. Skip Jackson, he says, yep. Having a great day. All right. Yep. Just going to add my old good luck. Stay safe. Hope to see you on the water, my friends. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. I'll see you on the next one, my friends. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you all my moderators, Bonnie, Abby. Awesome, my friends. Bye.